Section 4, Lesson 1. I'm Tom Moore. I'm back. I'm your instructor. Welcome back to Mammoth Hunter Fundamentals. And we're going to talk to you about how you can waste a lot of time in outreach and how to avoid it by selling to the right people at the right time by looking at your time span and style. This lesson will cover the right customer and matching it with the right voice. Now, let's get back to everything else that we used to do. Remember, the first thing is looking at our time span levels, looking at the types of problems by work complexity we're trying to solve, looking at how our executive sponsors think, and then looking at the type of customer. Picking the right position is key. Once we've picked the right position, we can adopt the right voice. So, if we pick the right position and we pick the right voice, we know that if we're selling in our lower time spans, we're going to talk about spin selling. Spin selling is all about knowing the solution and then knowing your point of difference. Your persona on LinkedIn should be, I know my shit, but I'm approachable. You should focus on daily posting with a proof point focus or personal stories on case studies with customers to stay human. You should do a weekly article on a critical pain point. 3 to 5 series of these articles focusing on the operator level. Not the manager level, not the department level, none of that shit. Drive all the way down to the operator level, connect and bond with them. Bottom-up sales for you is key. Reason for selling is obvious. For example, I hated this pain point as a data analyst. I spoke to 25 data analysts and they hate this pain point. This product is the solution to this pain point and we have this point of difference. That's how you establish the right voice in spin selling because you've got the time span, you're focusing on the operator, you're talking with the operator. Consulting, you got to know the problem. It's not about knowing the solution anymore. When we're on LinkedIn, our persona is, I'm very passionate about the impact in my space and I'm collegiate. My daily post should focus on a poll, post on critical issues within the customer market that I deal with, and share interesting articles. My long-form content shouldn't be an article on the operator. It should be a quarterly review on impact around the things on the problem itself or a webinar driven on LinkedIn. You've got to appear collegiate. You've got to talk about things longer than the average bear. And you've got to have an interesting view on things that people are already talking about. The reason for your selling is impact focus or problem focus within a simple discipline. For example, I know the veteran unemployment problem. I really care about veterans' jobs. Here's what I want to talk about and here's what I think we should solve in that customer or in the market. Collaborative sales. We're now looking towards longer time span. So we've got a different audience in different position. We're now starting to engage with division, general managers, president, COO, C-suite. Got to have our shit together. That means we've got to know the customer, we've got to know the market. It's different to the problem. The persona I've got to have is I'm a networker. I'm engaged with multiple organizations. I'm not just trying to sell something. 2, my daily post should be a shared article. I should engage on other posts and I should engage in podcasts and have podcast snippets about what I want to talk about in my thought leadership. My long form content should be that. It should be thought leadership. Written articles on core problems released monthly. Higher frequency than consulting. I need to be more collaborative. I need to be more engaging. The reason for selling is market focused with supported partnerships. Rather than focus on my company and what we do differently around the problems that I care about, we need to get the whole market to hire veterans as a technologist. We should look at whole of market articles and whole of market selling to drive the right conversations. Now we're at our longest level of time span. Open plan. You need to have a vision of the future and it's got to be your version. So your persona is, I'm a thought leader that posts disruptive ideas. I disrupt posts. I show my personality online and I have weekly articles. I need to have long form content like podcasts or media interviews. The reason for you selling is to change the world. For example, in line with the veteran issue, maybe we hire technologists completely the wrong way, not just veterans. Those are the 4 types of ways that you can create a credible voice off your sales style linked to time span. You don't need to be a sage. You need to make sure you know your audience. Use the time span model. Use that little chart. Connect directly. Be consistent. Be personal. And be you. And have a completely different frequency of your articles. Need to think longer frequency. Need shorter punchy? Do it faster.